Thank you guys for being here today. I want to thank Davis Trust Company for sponsoring our Brown Bag concert series. You might see a few new faces at the Art Center. Hannah, Tony, and Rachel Nestor have been my team. So we'll welcome them to stop in and talk to them at the office if you want to. A couple of things. We have Bowl Fest the last Saturday of the month during Augusta in the Park. Come celebrate art. It's going to be a beautiful day, and you can support the Art Center by having Asian-style noodles and getting a pottery bowl. Treasure on the Mountain tickets are online, so when you guys buy yours, and I know that everybody is, please select Randolph County Art Center as in the drop-down menu when you purchase. And today we have Gundy and Paul Gardner, but John Huerta wants to do a special introduction for them, so let's welcome John.
I first met Doug Van Gundy when I was on the board of directors of the Kennedy Center. And I heard that there was this musician from West Virginia that was going to play. So I thought I'd better get there early. And I sat next to his sister Mary. And the auditorium was packed at the Kennedy Center. So that's my introduction to Doug Van Gundy.
For a brown bag? I honestly thought every one of you would have a little pint bottle. That's what I thought that meant. I feel ill-prepared. I'm Doug Van Gundy, this is Paul Gardner, and we are Born Old. We've been playing together as Born Old for, since 1997. So, 27 years. And we're still, coming up with set lists on the fly. Highly organized. Yeah, we're going to start in the key of A with most of these tunes we're going to play for you are from Central West Virginia, and most of the songs are not. We're going to start with a tune called Jimmy Johnson. Ernie Carpenter, the wonderful fiddler from over in Braxton County, said that this is the favorite tune of a lot of people who know it. And this is a tune that just about every fiddler, every one of the old fiddlers that I ever met, played some version of Jimmy Johnson, but every one of them played it a little bit different. So this is our version, which is sort of an amalgamation of a number of influences, but at the deep center of it, it's probably the way that Mose Kaufman played it. And Mose was the guy who taught me to play the fiddle from down in Greenbrier County. So here we go, Jimmy Johnson. Hope you enjoy. Thank you. Thanks very much. There are two tunes that I think we've played every time we've ever played, and that was the first of them, and here's the second one. This is also the favorite of a lot of people.
We don't know it.
We should know it by now. Today's show is brought to you by the good folks at Pfizer Pharmaceuticals.
Yep, all right.
This is the Sandy Boys. Raccoon's got a bushy tail, possum's his bare. Rabbit ain't got no tail at all, just a little white cake of hair. You get along, Sandy boys, you get along, do get along, Sandy boys, away from the boogaloo. Thanks very much. This next one's a tune from over around Clay County, and I learned it from a recording of a fiddler by the name of Lee Triplett, and it's called Pretty Little Shoes. I should say that the title comes from a floating verse that appears in a lot of songs from around East Central West Virginia. It goes, "Where did you get those pretty little shoes and the dress that you wear so fine? I got my shoes from a railroad man and a dress from the driver in the mines." But we don't sing that to this one, but that's where it comes from. Switch things up here a little bit. Ain't no use.
Thank you.
So mandolin is tuned just like a violin in standard tuning, but there's twice as many strings, so there's more opportunities to be out of tune. As a matter of fact, people say that mandolin players spend half their time tuning, and the other half playing out of tune. And I promise not to disappoint on either of those counts tonight.
Okay.
Thank you, yeah. I mean, it's not like you paid to get in, right? When it's like 90 degrees outside and you come into air conditioning, the very wood that makes these instruments sing also does not like swings in temperature.
Doug used to play a banjo mandolin, and they were known as embodying the worst aspects of two instruments.
That's right. Taking the two most irritating instruments, the banjo and the mandolin, and then getting the worst of them together. We used to call it the mishigas, which is a term I learned from a friend of mine who's a rabbi. It means an offense to God. I don't know, man. It was in tune when I bought it.
We better settle on that, and the mandolin's a little bit like an elderly parent. They don't travel real well in the front seat, and after a long ride, they can be unforgiving.
Hey, we're there.
We're there.
I'm afraid that's all we have time for this afternoon. This is a novelty gospel song called "A Long White Road."
Well, ain't no use screaming and saying, when you put on the long white road, can't take nothing to your grave when you put on the long white road. St. Peter won't go,
white robe.
Gonna hang on the golden peg when I
Put
put
on my
on
long white robe.
Gonna keep my nose on my face
When I put on my long white robe.
'cause anywhere else is out of place.
When I put on my long white robe. Hallelujah, sing hallelujah.
Riding wild horse down the road, I'll hit you with the wrong nose instead. Moat so loud, feels so good when I put on the long white robe.
All right, everybody. This is another tune that just about any fiddler worth their salt, and many of them not worth their salt, play. This is called Sourwood Mountain.
And I don't know where the sound man is, but maybe there's not one up there. Anyway, I've been doing this for years, and I still get the microphones all whopper jawed, so I hope everyone can hear.
So this is, like I said, this is Sourwood Mountain. The tune mostly comes from the fiddling of Lee Hammonds from Thomastown, West Virginia. I'm about to sing it. Chickens crowing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho, little I day. So many pretty girls I can't count, hey ho, little I day. Chickens crowing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho, little I day. So many pretty girls I can't count, hey ho, little I day. I got a gal who lives in the holler, hey ho, little I day. She won't come and I won't call her, hey ho, little I day. Chickens growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho, little I day. So many pretty girls I can't count, hey ho, little I day. I got a gal who lives over Letcher, hey ho, little I day. She won't come and I won't fetch her, hey ho, little I day. Chickens growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho, little I day. So many pretty girls I can't count, hey ho, little I day. Big dogs bark and the little ones bite you, hey ho, little I day. Big girls bark and the little ones bite you, hey ho, little I day. Chickens growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho, little I day. So many pretty girls I can't count 'em, hey ho, little I day. Chickens growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho, little I day. So many pretty girls I can't count 'em, hey ho, little I day. Thanks. Paul's been playing quite a lot with a fiddler over in Clay County by the name of Terry Vaughn. Unless you're from Clay County and you might call him Teddy Vaughn. I've never understood why that is. Terry's a wonderful fiddler over there, and so this is this is a tune that I believe Terry learned from Wilson Douglas back in the day, and we learned it from Wilson.
But you will never play some cross A.
Oh, that's right.
A lot of rules. When you fiddle, there's a lot of rules. I'm just saying.
Yeah, what Paul pointed out, if you're not, and I see a number of terrific musicians here at the house who already know this, but most people play the fiddle in violin tuning, so it's like E, A, D, G from high to low. Or if you're Australian, G, D, A, E. G'day. But around in the mountains, people played in a bunch of different tunings, and so the guy I learned from played in 9 different tunings, and I play in 9 different tunings. The most common retuning is to tune the 2 bass strings, which should be D and G if you're in the orchestra, and tune them up a full step so they are also A and E. So now you have E, A, E, A. And that's why I can roll down and play the same tune down low and then roll up and play it high, because it's the exact same thing. But the instrument, the fiddle around here was so often played by itself that you'd retune to make the tunes easier to play, but also so that open strings would drone in the key that you're playing. And so this is one that's in that tuning. But as Paul pointed out, Wilson Douglas played this in what we call cross tuning, but Terry knows how to play it, but he doesn't like to retune his fiddle, so he won't play those A tunes anymore.
He has a high-dollar violin made by Harold Hanson, which is a whole other can of worms. And we won't do that.
But I will, and here's the tune. Some of you may hear this and think, that reminds me of Boots Randolph's Yakety Sax, and it always reminds me of the same thing too. About half of the tune makes me think of Benny Hill. You ready?
Yeah, Old Mother Flanagan.
Old Mother Flanagan, yeah. Yes, the tune's called Old Mother Flanagan, and there's a verse that goes, "Old Mother Flanagan will never have a man again. A hole in her britches big enough to drive a load of cattle in. Drive them in and turn them around and run them right back out again. Old Mother Flanagan will never have a man again." Thanks a lot. That's a great dance tune. And if I didn't think inviting you all to Flatfoot might cause the involuntary curtain call of your tuna salad, I invite you to dance along. Okay. I'm going to play a tune now called Duncan and Brady, or He's Been on the Job Too Long.
The song by Barroom Killing from about 1910, I think. So I guess some things never go out of style. I don't know.
This version of this tune or song comes from Charlie Poole in his North Carolina.
No?
Oh, it doesn't come from Charlie Poole?
No.
Mea Maxima Culpa.
Uh,
Comes from Paul, I guess.
no, is it not Wilma Watson?
Oh, Wilbur Watson is Lonely Eagles. Yes, that's right.
And for some reason, I think it's probably a true story. And I think probably New Orleans, but I don't know that.
This is a song also that's been done in a million different versions. I grew up with my dad playing a version of it on the guitar, and this is a slightly different version than the one I grew up with Dad singing at home.
Now twinkle, twinkle, little star, there went Brady in his electric car. You know he had a mean look right in his eye. He thought he'd shoot somebody just to see them die. Now Duncan, he was tending the bar. In walked Brady with a shining star. He said, now Duncan, you know you're under arrest. And Duncan shot a hole right in Brady's chest. He'd been on the job too long. Now Brady, well you know you done wrong. Busting in here with a game going on. Knocking down windows and knocking down doors and down lying dead on the barroom floor. Now old King Brady was a big stout man. Doctor reached down, took a hold of his hand. He felt for his pulse and then he shook his head, said, believe in my soul, King Brady is dead. He'd been on the job too long. When the women found out King Brady was dead, why they goes back home and they dresses in red. Come shuffling and a sighing and a crying down the street in them old mother huggers in their stocking feet. Them rubber tired buggies just waiting around took King Brady to the burying ground. Yeah, them rubber tired buggies, them rubber tired hacks took him to the graveyard, never bring him back. He'd been on the job too long. Now twinkle, twinkle, little star, there went Brady with that electric car. You know he had a mean look right in his eye. He thought he'd shoot somebody, it was him would die. He'd been on the job too long. can't read the writing.
It's big and in clean block letters, Paul. I don't know what to tell you. This is a tune from Southwest Virginia and Southern West Virginia called Jake Gilly. It's just a real pretty. A lot of these old time tunes, you know, I think we think of as sort of these breakdown dance tunes, but a lot of them are just really dignified and really just elegant, and I think this is one of those tunes.
Yep.
Now, this one I'm certain comes from Charlie Poole.
KFC.
Yes, sir?
You know, with COVID, we had a layoff of about, what,
2 years?
yeah. So a lot of tunes that we didn't see, one of us thought they were in D.
That's because the banjo, you can put a capo on and play it exactly the same way,
Right.
but on the fiddle, you cannot. It throws you way off. So yeah, this comes from Charlie Poole and his North Carolina Ramblers. Charlie Poole was an early star of country music through the Coarse Groove 78 record era. He was a mill worker down in central North Carolina, and he kind of invented the rock and roll lifestyle about 20 years before rock and roll came along. He made a bunch of records, he made a lot of money, he drank a lot of liquor, chased a lot of women, and died. But he was very funny, and he had a lot of energy and a lot of verve, and we really loved his music, and this is one of his pieces. It's called Leaving Home. It's a version of Frankie and Johnny, but many of the old traditional versions of Frankie and Johnny run into the 18 and 20 verses, and this is like the Reader's Digest, leave it on the back of the commode version of the song. It's like 3 verses an hour. So here we go. Frankie and Leaving Home.
Just the way they do it.
Yes, sir.
Frankie and Johnny were sweethearts. They had a quarrel one day. Johnny said he was leaving home. He was going away to stay, never coming home. Going away to Rome. Frankie finished pleaded, oh my honey, please stay. Johnny, I know I've done you wrong, but please don't go away. And Frankie cried, and Johnny sighed. Oh, I'm going away, I'm leaving today and never coming home. You're gonna miss me, honey, in the days to come. When you get the rubber grass, after up snow anything, I mean, gonna wish me back, you're a loving man. Gonna miss me, honey, in the days they say to come. Frankie said to Johnny, my man, your hour's come. Underneath her silk kimono, she drew a 44 gun. These love affairs are hard to bear. Johnny run down the stairway. Oh, my Frankie, don't shoot. Frankie, I'm in that 44, 5 times to shoot you. And Johnny fell. And Frankie yelled, oh, I'm going away. I'm leaving today and never coming home. Gonna miss me, honey, in the days to come. When you get to work around, coming up, think of me. Gonna wish me back, your loving man. Gonna miss me, honey, in the days that say to come.
Cross your fingers.
Now step on your rubber tire taxi. Send for your rubber tire axe. Take poor Johnny in the graveyard. I shot him in the back with a great big gun. When he went to run, sent for 1,000 policemen. Take me right away. Walk me down in the dungeon cell and truck that key away. Poor Johnny's dead. Because he said, oh, I'm going away. I'm leaving today and never coming home. You're gonna miss me, honey, in the days to come. When you get the program coming up, so think of me. Gonna wish me back, your loving man. Gonna miss me, honey, in the days they say to come. One more. You're gonna miss me, honey, in the days they say to come.
I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember the old John Cameron Swayze Timex commercials, but, well, it worked in rehearsal. We're going to play a couple of more tunes. We've got a few minutes left, I believe. Yeah, we've got a little bit of time. If you've got a little bit of time. Continue
Thank
on.
you guys for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Middle of the week, middle of the day. You have every reason not to be here, but we're really glad that you are. So this is one of my favorite fiddle tunes, and it was also, true story, one of Thomas Jefferson's favorite fiddle tunes. Thomas Jefferson was a fiddle player, and this tune's called Forked Deer, but it's believed that it was actually a tune that was written to honor Lord Fakir, F-A-Q-I-E-R, if you know the county of that similar name, which is very hard for me to say with my Randolph County accent without sounding like I'm cursing something. But this is, I think that it went from Lord Fakir to Forked Deer. Yes. I have a friend who grew up there, and I said, what county are you from? And she said, I said, no, your county. Yeah, come see me after the show. I'll explain that if you don't get it.
That same name in Lincoln County is pronounced Fuker.
Fuker. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So
Fuker.
whatever.
Forked Deer. This is Forked Deer. Gonna Rain. Which feels like maybe we've been singing for about 5 weeks around here. I thought it was gonna rain yesterday. Did for about 5 minutes. So let's hope this is not prophetic. Or pathetic. Well, we know one is more likely than the other, Paul. This is called Ain't Gonna Rain.
We deranged it, I guess.
Oh, yes. Speaking of deranged, we're going to play a little tune called the Barnyard Dance, which we got from Martin Bogan and the Armstrongs, who used to come to Augusta back in the, oh good grief, I think it was 1977. I was about 11 years old, and I just pretty much fell in love with Howard Armstrong and followed him around like a puppy, and bought their record, which had all these songs on it that I had no idea what they meant, because they were all about all sorts of more adult things than I was. And some of them were just surreal, including this one. So this is called the Barnyard Dance, and we'll send this out to the memories of Howard Armstrong and Ted Bogan and I'll pick it, you sing it.
Okay.
I pick it. No. It's the mark of a professional. time for about one more for you. We're going to finish up with a tune called Rabbit in the Pea Patch. This comes from the music of Uncle Dave Macon from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He was one of the very first stars of the Grand Ole Opry, and he was known for being both a great musician and wonderful raucous singer, and very funny, a jokester, bit of in the old jokester, trickster mold that kind of went the way of the dodo with Uncle Dave. One of Uncle Dave's last shows on the Grand Ole Opry was the first appearance of Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. And of course they represented the new, the modern, that was bluegrass, right? And bluegrass, of course, is an invented form that came along in the late 40s and built on jazz and swing and old-time fiddle music. So anyway, somebody asked, Lester Flatt is really the guy, or Earl Scruggs rather, is really the guy who's credited with kind of perfecting that three-finger bluegrass banjo, So somebody asked Uncle Dave, who was a clarinet banjo player, he said, what do you think of that Earl Scruggs? And he said, oh, he's a mighty fine banjo player, but he ain't a bit funny. I love that story. So, with that in mind, with the raucous Uncle Dave in mind, we're going to finish off with this tune. Thank you all again so much for coming out. Thanks to Danny for asking us, and Hannah for her help, and Rachel, and also to Davis Trust Company for helping sponsor these brown bag concerts, and of course the Randolph County Community Arts Center, which does not function without your support. So thank you for coming out and supporting this place and creating a space for another space for art and creativity and community here in Randolph County. Rabbit in the Pea Patch. all so much. Have a wonderful afternoon. Paul Berger. I'm Doug Van Gundy, and we are going old. And if you are interested, we have 2 records, 2 full-length recordings of our music that are available for free to download on SoundCloud. So just go to SoundCloud and search for Born Old.